Now Alliance have the advantage.
SK Gaming continuing their dominance.
There is no room for error. This is now up to Super Hard Crew.
Amazing is there.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our Super Week full of matches of the teams in the European LCS Battle It Out. I'm Joe Miller, along with Trevor QuickShot Henry, and we're coming to you live from our studios in Cologne, Germany, and we've got 5 terrific games coming your way today. Yeah, that is right, Joe, and what a Super Week it has already been. I really feel like we've got a sample of some of the best games that these teams have been able to give us, and I sincerely hope for more action-packed matches today. I'm feeling it. I think we're going to get them, Trevor, that's for sure. Let's take a quick look at the highlights from yesterday's matches, though. The first thing that we want to talk about is Gambit going 2 for 0. They picked apart SK Gaming and then defeated the Copenhagen Wolves. Both games were very chaotic, and generally, they all ran at Gambit speed. Yeah, I definitely think that Gambit set the tempo of both of those games. Against SK at the start of the day, they ran a smart combination of Aatrox and LeBlanc. It allowed them to control SK. Then in the second game of the day, the Wolves let Kassadin through. It wasn't entirely Kassadin that won them the game, but it definitely helped. And the phenomenal thing wasn't really that Kassadin won a game, but it was that he got let through a second time in a row straight after that one. Alliance got to play the Purple People Eater for the second time in the day. Yeah, so Alex had a good game on Kassadin. He dealt with the lane swap well, came into the mid game fairly strong. Froggen did it even better. He scaled very well into the late game, and both Alex and Froggen ran that sort of default flash and teleport, and they really forced their opponents to work around Kassadin. Those two games serve as a very good reminder as to why Kassadin is banned so frequently. Now, for you guys at home, if you do keep up to date on Reddit and you read about the changes on the PBE, you might be aware that there are tweaks to Kassadin's kit in the works. So some of the numbers will change, and we'll see if the pros are still going to play him. And Alliance not only got their hands on Kassadin, but they closed the game out and secured their 3rd win of Super Week. Alliance are now the only team that can secure a perfect Super Week. That is, if they win against Gambit here today. Yeah, now Alliance have played very solidly in all 3 of their games. They've played patiently, relatively risk-free. They're executing each of their team compositions exquisitely. I think Alliance, they're climbing themselves up the ranks, and at an absolutely perfect time. They still have one more game and look to be the team that will benefit the most this week. And with so many games in a Super Week, that means even more #LCS big plays. First up was Gambit versus SK Gaming and Diamond's Lee Sin. This one came in from @WolfRat1625, and he said that Lee Sin turnaround by Diamond after the tower dive for Darian's Swaglord Aatrox got Gambit rolling. Epic game, and it certainly was. This was your 3rd most talked about play.
They're going to go for it. Dominus is available. They're going to tank it out. There's the Dominus being used up. He's tanking it for a long time. That's a quick Bloodwell pop. Svenskeren comes back around. He's going to pop back up and try and jump away. Is he going to be able to do it, though? Svenskeren can't tank the turret. There's a lot of damage on Svenskeren coming out from that turret, and they do get him. Here comes Diamond. He's going to try and track around the side. Flashes, gets the Sonic Wave, and takes him down a range. Punts Freddy back in there, and now Freddy's in trouble. Darian didn't really read the play. I don't think he was expecting this to work out so well, but Diamond Proc proves the king of the jungle is still alive on Lee Sin.
Diamond Procs on his signature champion. The thing I love most about that is hearing the crowd once again cheering for the play. It was brilliant. Yeah. The next one came to us courtesy of the Fnatic versus Millennium game with Yellowstar and Reckless's huge outplay in that bottom lane. It was at The Real TZT that sent this one in. He says that teamwork from Reckless and Yellowstar and that flash into Dark Binding. This was your second big play.
Now they're going on towards Reckless in the bottom lane. Yellowstar going to ulti. The Culling comes out. Creatine gets stunned up, uses the barrier and the flash to get away. But Yellowstar flashes in, lands the binding. They get the kill. Reckless has to use his barrier. Flashes to the backside. He's going to go down. Is he? No! He's not. He stays alive, barely there, and picks up a double. Reckless leveling up there with the kill that actually saved his life in the end. Brilliant stuff from that game. And then there was that Alliance versus Roccat kick on Varus into Thresh. At John Entram put it pretty simply, and with just 2 words summed it up perfectly, that kick. This was your most talked about moment in the European LCS. Don't actually know if they really saw each other there, but the Q's going to land. There's the kick. Oh, into the hook. It doesn't get much better than that, I'm afraid.
There is nothing more that I can add other than that kick indeed. For you guys at home, you can keep sending your big plays our way on Twitter at LOL Esports and tag them with that hashtag LCS Big Plays.
Now let's take a look where the teams ended up in the table after yesterday's 6 games. Starting at the very top with Gambit Gaming. They are now atop of everyone with 12 wins, 7 losses. Followed closely though by Roccat at 11 for 8. Then we have SK Gaming in 3rd place with 10 wins, 8 losses. Fnatic just behind them with 1 loss more.
That table is incredibly tight. There is a tie now in 5th place between the Copenhagen Wolves and the surging Alliance at 9 and 10. 7th position is being held by the Super Hot Crew at 8 and 10, and way off the pace in 8th position is Millennium at 6 and 13.
Now here are the teams that will be battling it out today. We'll begin things with Alliance versus Gambit. Great game that promises to be. And then SK Gaming taking on Roccat.
Yeah, we then move into Millennium versus the Super Hot Crew. We have yet another El Clasico between Fnatic and SK Gaming, and our 5th match features the Super Hot Crew taking on the Copenhagen Wolves. Immediately following the LCS, the European Challenger Series continues with their quarterfinals, and it's going to be Orsomniac versus Steve Bakes Cookies.
Best name ever. Remember, you guys can follow along with all of these matches over on lolesports.com, where you can find player stats, VODs of past games, the schedule, the standings, and much more. You can also vote for the teams you think will win throughout today's games.
Yeah, just click the schedule link and then click on your picks. We'll check in before each match to see who you have chosen to win. While you're there, find out how to join us here in the studio in Cologne to watch the LCS live and in person. Just click the tickets for all the information you need to know.
Now we'd like to use some of your collective brain power on Twitter to tell us which position and pro do you feel is having the biggest impact in the European LCS this split, and why?
So I always answer these questions, and I'm going to stick with a jungler, in my opinion. I think when you think about players that have a big impact, like Jankos, amazing, Impaler, Shook, they've had such a big game-changing moment for their teams at different points in the split. You guys at home, you can share your answers with us by tweeting at